Howdy folks, welcome back to The Witness. As you can probably tell, things are slightly different. It turns out this game has native VR, but it was never finished. And there's a woman sitting on a rock, I never noticed that before. So yes, the extra screen we'll get to. I don't know how much of it is visible on the recording, but it's up there in the top right. So yes, this game has a native VR mode. It's not all that complicated to turn on either. But there's a few hiccups. As you can probably tell, there's snap turning. I myself am not a fan of snap turning. Weirdly, snap turning gives me more motion sickness than smooth turning because my head doesn't turn like that. What it is, what it is. The biggest hiccup of playing this game in VR involves the extra screen you're seeing. So to interact with the puzzles, if we go over here, I've been playing a few of the ones. I've only been playing the ones I've done in the main playthroughs, don't you worry. If we go over here, if I press a button, I can interact with the puzzle, but in the VR view, there's not actually any UI to denote where the little ball interacting thing is. So, hello, you can see a little thing there. That's where my hand is. There's no hands either. So, you require an extra screen up here with the desktop view on, so you can see where the little interacting ball is. It's a little bit finicky. But once you get it, you can actually play the game. Ping! See? It takes a little getting used to, but that's really the only problem with this, is that you require this extra screen to actually do anything. Otherwise, it works like a charm. I'm kind of surprised they never finished it, because it's mostly here. Interacting with the puzzles themselves is a little bit finicky, because the interactor over on the screen doesn't really move in line with your VR motion. So if your head is wobbling when you're trying to activate the puzzle, it struggles to connect. So you do have to keep yourself still. But it does work if you do that. So look, if you're looking around, that's not me controlling it. That's just literally just me moving my head around. So it's a little bit complicated, a little bit buggy and broken, but the world itself works perfectly fine. And if you can stomach doing the puzzle like that, the puzzles work. And if we go back to the beginning over here, I'll show you the most wondrous part of all this. Seeing these lines connect up in VR. It's something special. There we go. I say, it takes a little bit getting used to. Which you can absolutely do these as well. You just have to be standing in the right spot. Yeah, seeing all these things line up, like in the world. There is some magic to it, I give it. And there's the other one over here, which I've already done. See, yep. You can do all the environmental puzzles. Like, everything works with, you know, very large asterisks beside it. It's a shame they never finished this, because completely unironically, this game would be an absolute banger in VR. especially with all the perspective puzzles and whatnot. So if you own The Witness and you have a VR headset, it's very easy to set up. In the executable for the game itself in your program files, you have to right-click, go to Properties, go to Compatibility, run Compatibility mode, and then do it on Windows 7. And then on Steam, you right-click on the game in your Steam library, go to Properties, and in the Special Launch section, type in -VR. What's interesting is, even though this exists, and well, I'm not like a master coder, I don't know how much work it would take to address all these things, but I have had a look, and there doesn't appear to be a single mod fixing any of this. Like, no modifications to this whatsoever. No, like, after-the-fact fixes and making this all run smoothly. And then we go... Like this would be amazing if it was finished. I wonder if the developers just decided to stop halfway through because they ran out of money, or they just weren't interested. Maybe getting these puzzles to work in VR was too much trouble for what it was worth, I don't know. But it is interesting it has a native VR mode. And I think it is too much hassle to switch over to playing it in VR from where I left off in the videos. Now I'll keep this video short, it's just a sort of demonstration. But one of the interesting things that I've found right here, and this is probably speaking to the optimization of the flat screen version, you are not seeing what I am seeing right now. It's very difficult. This is going to be like trying to describe colours to a blind man. This reflection is not a reflection. It doesn't look like the trees descend as a reflection normally does. Everything here is literally painted like as a flat canvas on the surface of the water. What's actually happening is the mirror surface is stretching, distorting the mirror image of the trees and is spreading it across the surface of the water. So right there by this lily pad where the tree is going around it, the tree is painted around the lily pad. Like it's literally a flat canvas right there. It's a very interesting optical illusion, where if I close one eye and I look at this in 2 dimensions, it looks 3-dimensional. But if I open both eyes and view this in 3 dimensions, this looks 2-dimensional. And I find that fascinating. It's a little saddening that this game was never finished in VR, because this would be an absolute banger. Completely. Oh, also, if you're interested in doing it for yourselves, on the off chance you have all of the bits, VR controllers don't actually have any compatibility either. That's why I have no hands. I'm currently using an Xbox controller to move around. But yeah, I thought this might be an interesting thing to show you, if you didn't know about it. I like it. It's fun. The world is gorgeous, by the way. Like there's nothing wrong with it at all. I mean, there's a few funky reflection things happening over there, but that's like out the scope of the world. In the world, everything's fine. So the extra screen up here that I'm using to see the interactor to actually access the puzzles, there's a free app on Steam called Desktop Plus, and that runs along with all of your VR stuff in the background. And you can have this overlaid on your game. I shall leave that there. I hope you all enjoyed watching this little demonstration. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheerio. You can't see my hands.